Michelle Aline. Homelessness is an issue we've been aggressively covering here at Fox 4 for months as we dug into why it happens and what would happen to those folks during a pandemic. This week, the gaps in service for homeless people in our area culminated in a standoff of sorts at Centennial Park in Fort Myers. The park's pavilion had become the center of attention as those who call it home were encouraged to leave it so the park could close for renovations. In this special For More Information, we want to bring you a wrap-up of this week's events at that park, starting with Monday, October 5th.
Like the city says they have plans, but I've never seen any plans, because if there was a plan, it would already be put into action, and there is no plan.
Monday night, the Fort Myers City Council got an earful when it came to Centennial Park. Its pavilion, the last hope for so many in Lee County who struggle with homelessness, since many area shelters have been full or closed during the pandemic.
What was the plan?
With the park scheduled to close to the public Monday for more than $1 million in renovations, many were left wondering,
what is going to happen to them?
Will they be arrested, removed? And if so, when? By Monday night, those answers still weren't clear, but the magnitude of the problem was.
First of all, a public park is not a housing complex, all right? We have an issue with homeless, and we need to get a handle on that, and COVID has really brought that to the forefront.
Now, Lee County spearheads most of our area's homeless services through partnerships with local groups. And Tuesday morning, the county commission weighed in on the situation at Centennial Park. A county leader claimed that a local shelter had offered beds to more than 25 people at that park, and only 2 agreed to go, which led us to ask why.
Programs like Bob Jane's Triage Center has rules.
Yes, there are rules.
What are the rules?
Rules were the name of the game Tuesday as we continued to monitor the situation at Centennial Park. Lee County claimed those rules were preventing people struggling with homelessness from taking their offer to shelter at the Bob Jane's Triage Center.
One of the biggest issues that individuals do have is that they cannot come and go as they please here.
And for some out there, that truly is the case. A local advocate found rooms for about 15 people in a local motel and explains why the shelter model doesn't work for everyone.
It's going to stir up a lot of emotional and behavioral issues that they may not have, exhibited out here.
But rules weren't the only hang-up for people out there. Some told Fox 4 they were previously kicked out of that shelter or that they haven't been able to get in the past, so they didn't bother trying again. And they called on the county to focus on this aspect of homelessness as well.
I feel like there should at least be some steps that should be made towards affordable housing for low-income and mid-income people.
Now, by Wednesday, the pavilion was down to about 7 people and a handful of protesters. At Fox 4, we spent the day digging deeper into a clash between a county commissioner and a woman struggling with homelessness. We also spent the day debunking claims about how long people there had been calling the park home.
Pretty much, he insulted me.
Insulted but willing to forgive. Jasmine Miller is a woman who struggles with homelessness and says she never expected this response after speaking at Tuesday's county commission meeting.
Hey, Miss Miller, I noticed you seem to make it here to every meeting on time without fail. You could probably make it to work every day on time without fail and solve a lot of your own problems.
The commissioner who made the comment says he didn't intend to sound mean, but stood by his statement and claimed the county has been trying to work with Miller for months.
She needed to hear the truth.
But Miller told Fox 4 that wasn't the case.
That's a big lie. A blatant lie. And you know what? God does not like a liar. Pretty much, I'm disabled. I've been disabled since 2011. I got into a very serious wreck. I broke my 2 hips and my back.
Wednesday, we also debunked claims from another county commissioner who had this to say about the situation at Centennial Park.
People were not living in the park prior to this closure, just for the record. So people were brought in, some were actually brought in from the rescue mission, and as far as Sarasota.
Fox 4 can confirm via video from July that the commissioner commissioner's first claim is false. As far as his second claim, we reached out to his office and the city of Fort Myers for clarification and still have not heard back.
And people were still living in the park by Thursday. And as the county and city sent out resources, a shocking gap in services was caught by our cameras.
As construction gates kept going up, tough conversations were going on.
I've learned a lot today. People just get used to that lifestyle and they just don't want to go back to the regimented rules that, a lot of us are used to.
The city of Fort Myers and the county spent more time trying to share their services with people Thursday and even convinced the man with several health conditions to go. But Richard was back almost as quickly as he left.
They don't take people with walkers or canes because anything could be a problem in the way of how they have their dormitories.
Turned away because the services offered didn't match his needs.
We asked the county what to do about it. They said, we don't know. So our advocate and Richard were left outside the gates of City Mission.
Richard was eventually put up in a motel by a local group.
We're facing the eviction moratorium. There's so many people here that are one paycheck away from this situation.
And that brings us to Friday and beyond. The gate at Centennial Park has been finished and the park is now empty.
We do have some PPE that's on its way, hand sanitizer and masks.
The gates were closed Friday morning at 11:30, but not before an army of social workers and mental health professionals were sent in to try and find shelter for as many people as possible. Activists who were out there say some were connected with shelters or homes, and the rest who refused services were left to figure it out on their own outside of the park. In the meantime, several local political candidates are calling on the county and the city to step up their services.
And on October 20th, the county also plans to hold a workshop with the sheriff's office, commissioners, and other local partners to discuss homelessness. As always, you can count on Fox 4 to be in your corner and in the corner of those who are struggling to find shelter in the city of Palms as we all look for more information. I'm Rochelle Aline. Thank you so much for watching.